Guys, welcome back to my channel and another Topic Tuesday here. Today's topic is what got you into the hobby of nail polish and what has made you stay here. Now, the title of my video probably sounds a little bit dramatic, but you know what? It is actually true. Nail polish really did change my life to a pretty big degree, just because it's given me a lot of opportunities and it has helped me see my own value just because of YouTube and things like that. You know, it's opened a lot of doors for me with becoming friends with people and just building confidence and things like that. Something that just, it's like a little itty bitty bottle of paint, and it has done more for me in the last almost 3 years of my life than any amount of therapy has. I just gotta say that right now, okay? I'm not saying don't go to therapy. Go to therapy if you need to go to therapy, but I'm gonna do my nails. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about what got me into nail polish, all the ebbs and flows along the way, and what has made me stay even now. And this is gonna be just really chatty, just kind of like a start to finish, like long form, story, I guess. And I've talked about this in bits and pieces on my channel, but I don't know if I've ever just been like, here it is, A to Z, this is why I'm into nail polish. So if you're interested to hear about what got me interested and how I went from only having a couple bottles to having nearly 2,000 sitting here beside me, stick around, listen to me. I got a story to tell you. So before I got into nail polish as a hobby, which was in like 2015, prior to that, I painted my nails from time to time, very occasionally, and only with black nail polish because I was an edgelord. I was a Hot Topic queen. I only wore all black everything. And so like things like pink nail polish, things like purple nail polish, ew, disgusting. No, I would never wear that. And here we are now. But yeah, I just like something like this, I would be scoffing at. I'd be like, no, it's not dark enough. But I just really wasn't into nail care or skin care. I didn't wear makeup at all. I didn't own any makeup or anything like that. I was just not into that kind of stuff. And then I don't know what happened. Some kind of a flip just switched in my brain. And I started taking an interest in makeup YouTube. And that very quickly evolved into an interest in makeup drama YouTube because I was a massive consumer of drama channels. And I very distinctly remember I kept getting recommended this one video by a YouTuber. I still remember her name, Karina Kaboom, who she turned her comments off on all her videos. But it was this video about Sally Hansen's Pacific Blue and the drama surrounding the reformulation of that color. Because if you don't know, if you're newer to the hobby, way back in, I think 2015, Sally Hansen had this color and it was this kind of cornflower light blue, and it was called Pacific Blue. And that polish is a polish you can still buy today, but it does not look anything like it used to. Sally Hansen decided to reformulate it and completely change the color and still call it Pacific Blue. So before it was this really soft, really gentle cornflower, like baby boy blue. And they turned it into this really aggressive computer blue screen of death blue and kept the name. I don't know why, but I remember finally one day clicking on that video, watching it, and being enthralled by just how dramatic this video was about a nail polish. Like, because before that, nail polish was just, it was another thing you bought at the drugstore. I didn't know anything about indie polish or boutique nail polish, high-end nail polish. All I knew was like Revlon and Sally Hansen. And in my head, and even still to this day in my head, like the outrage does not, like the size of the outrage does not suit the situation, but I can understand people being annoyed. And then I was also just kind of like, well, now I kind of want it. Like it made me want to see if I could go find that nail polish. So I started, every time I saw a CVS or Walgreens, pulling over, going inside and seeing if I could find the original Sally Hansen Pacific Blue. I was too late to the train to find any of them. All the nail polish fiends had already bought them up by the time I finally learned about it. But it opened that kind of door of interest into this like nail polish community. I realized in that moment there was more to nail polish than just wearing it from time to time. Shortly after that, I was at my job, and this was like while I was still in college. And this girl that I worked with, she would always bring like Cosmo magazines and stuff like that. And I think I was just flipping through one of those, and I stumbled upon this article about Essie bringing back this nail polish called Starry Starry Night. I've talked about this a few times here. It is a blue jelly, and the original formulation had real diamond dust crushed into it. And I was like, that's weird. Like, who would do that? It completely blew my mind that somebody would put like a precious material into a little bottle of paint. And I mean, now it's like we see real gold flake toppers all over the place. So it's really not that far-fetched. But at the time, I was just like, diamonds? Really? Like, that was so crazy to me. But that made me really want to see what that hype was about. So after work, I got home and I told my boyfriend, I was like, let's go to Meijer. I just got to look at something. And I found that polish, as well as, I was like, well, I can't just get one, because apparently right from the start, I was one of those people that you can't just buy one nail polish. You got to buy like 12 at a time. So I liked that Starry Starry Night. And then I found Imported Bubbly, and I was like, oh, this looks cute. It's not. They're both bad. But those were the first two polishes that I bought that are the beginning of this collection of mine. And when I got home and I tried to paint my nails, I thought I was doing it wrong, because it was just I was so messy. And then Imported Bubbly, it wouldn't build up to opacity and it looked all streaky. And so I started going on YouTube and like looking up how to paint your nails. And that is really when I fell down the rabbit hole. I discovered swatch and reviews on YouTube. And so I was watching for every single day. I was watching Miss Holly Berry's. I was watching Nail Polish Baby 90, Just Face 90. I loved this creator called Bonita Juanita. She was like just this total sweetheart. And of course, Kelly Marissa and Simply Nailogical. From there, I started building a very small collection of mostly Sally Hansen, some China Glaze, and like Orly, very like cheaper, easier to access nail polishes. And I painted my nails every single day, without fail, every single day. I had a lot of free time in college. All I did in college, my final year of college, was study Japanese and paint my nails, and that was it. And I graduated college and I continued to paint my nails regularly, and I really became known as like the nail girl at all of my jobs. And I loved that. I liked having a thing that people knew me as, like a little shtick. At my previous workplace, people would come by my desk and be like, oh, what are you wearing today? And even there was a processor that I would go and visit from time to time. And whenever he had to call me when I was in my office, he would be like, well, what's on the nails today? What are you wearing today? And I loved that. He was like a 50-year-old guy, and he always asked me every time. It was just really sweet. And that continued until about 2019, and I got incredibly depressed. My job was going really badly, and me and my boyfriend Robert were living in a shoebox. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, but it was so small. It was too small for 2 people, and it was just, we were just on top of each other all the time. But it was all we could afford on our combined salaries. And I don't know, I was just really like angry and unhappy all the time. And I guess this is the portion of my life, 2019, where I like stopped wearing nail polish. And I put stopped in quotation marks because I didn't actually stop. I just wore way less. I only wore 54 polishes that year, which it's like, I know that sounds so silly, only 54. That's more than there are weeks of the year. But that's less than half what I typically wear on a normal year. Is 54, that was really low for me. And most of the time, I didn't even want to wear it. I didn't want to put it on. I felt like I had to, because that was my thing. I was the nail polish girl. I had to be wearing nail polish all the time, and I just didn't enjoy it anymore. It was like miserable for me to look at all the stuff that I had once enjoyed and be like, I don't even care about this anymore. There were some months where I didn't wear nail polish even once. I stopped pretty much buying it altogether, and I stopped watching any kind of nail YouTube content because I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. I was so sad all the time. Sad is a really tame word for what I was feeling, actually. And then, of course, the next year, 2020, we all know what happened there, right? Like, you guys were there. I got sent home to work in March, and I never went back to the office until my last day. My depression was off the charts. I truly did not believe I was going to make it. I was having breakdowns every single day. And it's like, who could I talk to about it? Because everybody else was going through the same thing. It's like, I can't burden my friends and my family when they're also more than likely having a hard time. But I just felt like that was it. Like, I was done. But then all of a sudden I started using nail polish again just to fill my time, just for something to do. I was painting my nails every single day again. I was watching YouTube content all the time about nails in the background, because other than that, I just sat there and I stared at my Outlook inbox waiting for someone to email me from my job to tell me what to do. And I ended up wearing 225 nail polishes that year, which is more than 4 times what I had worn the previous year. I went from like resenting the fact that this hobby had become like a burden to me to just exploring it on my own. I was trapped in my house all the time, and it was just like I got to experiment more with nail art, and I had all this time to do whatever I wanted with all my nail polishes. And so it ended up being kind of a light in this dark place for me, which I know sounds really dramatic looking back on it, but if you saw me, you wouldn't recognize me. That's all I'll say. Like, it was bad. And then in August, my entire department got laid off, and all of a sudden I felt happy. I was happy I lost my job. That's how bad my job situation was. I was so excited that they gave me an out. It was the first time in my adult life that I had never had an income. And as someone who is very like financially nervous, I'm worried about financial insecurity and not having enough money for anything and everything. I was relieved to not have a job, which was kind of crazy to me. And then suddenly I had so much time on my hands, and there's only so many jobs you can apply to in one day. There's only so many times you can scrub your little shoebox apartment from head to toe. And one day I was just watching nail polish content on YouTube, and I just thought, I can do that. I could do that. That would be fun. I should do that. I'm going to do that. And so I bought this crappy little arm for my phone, which I still have and still use to this day. And I picked out a bunch of polishes, and I was like, these are my fall polish picks. And I filmed my first YouTube video. And suddenly I had a purpose again. I had a goal. I had a reason to keep going forward, because now I'm like, well, I've got to post a video every Saturday for my 5 subscribers. And so I ended up starting to get traction, not like crazy traction, but for someone like me who's had like zero self-confidence their whole life, to see that number grow every day, it was a big deal for me. And not only did nails kind of pull me out of one of the lowest positions in my life. I've had a lot of very low positions in my life, but the most recent low position in my adult life, not only did it pull me out of that, but I've made so many friends from this hobby just by bringing myself online and putting myself out there with my hobby online in a way that I just never realized could happen. I always knew people made friends online and people had all these like online friends, but I was like, oh no, that's not gonna work for me. And it's literally the best thing that has ever happened to me. I've got a handful of people that I talk to every single day, and I feel like I've met a few of them in real life, and it just felt like so natural. And, not only could we talk about nails, but we could talk about ourselves and our other hobbies. And, it's been a wild ride for me. And I guess this is kind of where it shifts from like nail polish to YouTube. But like YouTube, I feel like is what has really kept me chugging along in this hobby. It's really kept me going in a way that I didn't expect. I don't think I've ever been this fully immersed in a hobby in my life before. I'm like a hobby jumper. I have like a few central hobbies, and I just focus on one for a while, then I go to the next one, and I kind of go in a circle. But like nails is just ever present in my life now because of YouTube. And it's given me a lot of confidence, like I said at the beginning. If you go back and you watch, I don't recommend it, but if you go back and watch some of my earliest videos, I am way more soft-spoken, definitely a little hesitant and a little shy, because I've never been one to put myself out there. I don't take photos of myself typically. There's not much, like I've just never been a big social media person as far as presenting myself. I love social media and using it and consuming it, but I've never been like wanting to post pictures of myself or be the center of that. And like for the first time, that's kind of where it is. You know, my channel is me. It's always my face. And at the beginning, I think you can tell I was very afraid to put my face and my body and my personality out there online. And then as I gained confidence, not just from doing it many times, but just from all the really positive and kind and nice things that my subscribers have said to me, like it's completely changed me as a person. I do that kind of like thing where you ever just like feel like all my friends and my family hate me all the time, and they're all pretending for some reason like it's a big conspiracy and everyone hates me and they're all laughing at me behind their back. Like that's how I used to feel. And now I'm like, wait, I literally have tangible evidence. People are like, oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, we could be friends in another life. You could be my daughter. You could be my sister. Like, I don't know. All that stuff just feels, I don't even have a word for it. It just makes me really, really happy. And I remember very distinctly the very first time that even happened, I was like, I think less than 100 subscribers. And somebody emailed me to my Mediocre Manny's email, and they just said, hey, I love your channel. I love your content. Keep up the good work. I watch all your videos. And it just like a really heartfelt message. And I was just like, I don't have any subscribers, and people are interacting with me like this. Like it just made me feel very cool, to be honest. But that email, I was beaming for days. Like I was so thrilled to receive that. And even now I think about that and I'm just like, that was one of the things that really kept me going on the YouTube portion of this hobby. Like I said, because of this hobby, I've made friends that I talk to every single day. Whereas before I struggled to maintain friendships with people because like I said, I do that thing where I'm like, they all hate me. And then I just am like, I gotta get out of here. I always just felt like I was too strange and off-putting for people to want me in their lives. And now I have like 2,500 of you that solely watch me because I'm strange and off-putting. And I love that for me. Yeah, YouTube has definitely been the thing that has kept me in this hobby in the big way that I am. I think that without YouTube, I would still be painting my nails all the time, but I don't know if I would have so much mental space devoted to nail polish if it weren't for YouTube and Instagram and meeting all these people through those outlets. It's made me feel incredibly passionate about something in a way that I've never really felt about anything before in my life, or at least not for a very long time. You know, once I got to be an adult and join the corporate world, everything just kind of went numb for a while. And that passion for my nail polish hobby has spread to other aspects of my life. So like my other hobby, my other big hobby, which is cross stitch, I've been working on that so much more. I'm doing a Pokemon one right now. It's pretty cool. Check it out on my Instagram if you're interested. It's like 110,000 stitches or something, or maybe 115, I can't remember. It's a lot of stitches. And I've also been way more passionate about my health and wellness, and I've been exercising every single day, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like once you get one part of your life right, sometimes it just kind of bleeds out and affects and infects your life in a positive way. And I don't know. This is a really long-winded video of a way to say, like, I don't know, just thank you guys for subscribing to me and always talking to me and just having a good time with me here on YouTube, because you've really kept my passion alive for nail polish, but also just life in general, you know? But yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. I mean, if you had asked me in 2015 when I was buying Essie's Imported Bubbly and Starry Starry Night, hey Hillary, did you know that in, what is it, like 7-8 years? In 8 years, you're gonna have 4 chests of drawers filled with nail polish? I'd be like, you're stupid, you're crazy, that's dumb. I'm not that irresponsible. I would not do something like that. Here we are. Here I am. Hillary, did you know that in 7 years you're going to have the most insane dedicated spreadsheet to tracking your nail polish by color and brand and where you bought it and price? No. No, I wish I didn't know that. I wish that I wasn't this way. But yeah, that is how I got into this hobby and kind of what happened in the middle and where I am now with it. And I don't know. I mean, interests wax and wane all the time, but I feel like this one is fully cemented as a forever thing. I mean, with as many nail polishes as I have, I feel like I'm not allowed to stop being this hobby. That's against the law. The cops will come for me. But I absolutely love doing this, and I just really look forward to continuing it for as long as I can. So yeah, that is my whole story. That's my nail polish manifesto. Maybe not a manifesto. Aren't manifestos kind of inherently negative? That's my nail polish journey. Yeah, let me know how you guys got into the hobby and what has made you stay. Let me know if you've ever like dropped the hobby and come back to it kind of like I did. You know, I feel like that is not abnormal, but you know, sometimes it feels weird when it's you doing it. And, you know, let me know just if you ever expected to be in this place with nail polish. Like I definitely didn't. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.